So lately there's been some controversy going around BookTube about libraries, and while I'm not looking to stir the pot, I don't want to create drama. I thought it was a really good opportunity to talk about my own feelings about libraries and my opinions about supporting them. You've probably noticed from my channel that I get a lot of my books from the library. I go to my local library at least once a week, and I get books from there, both physical and ebooks. I get audiobooks, I also get magazines and DVDs and like workout DVDs and movies, TV shows, all of that. I get it all from the library, and the price tag is amazing. I'm on a budget right now, and it's just been the best way for me to consume not only books but other forms of media. I think libraries are just amazing resources, but the truth is that if we don't support them, they won't be around. I'm actually on the library board of my local library because I feel so strongly that libraries need to be supported. Now, in a community nearby my own, there actually was a library that just shut down in the last year, 2014, and that was because they did not have enough circulation. They simply were not lending out enough books to justify the expense of keeping that library open. And I just think that is such a tragedy because that whole library is gone now, and a lot of times people don't realize that libraries really do shut down, and it just reminds us that if we don't use our libraries, we're going to lose them. Now, I used to live in a much larger center where we had a really robust library, and the library was huge, and I would go in there and browse and find books all the time. And I've since moved to a smaller community, and the shock of going from a big, well-funded library to a much smaller, modest library has been a very humbling experience. I realized what a resource I had, and I definitely miss it. I still support my current library, and in some ways more aggressively want to support it because I realize that that library needs the circulation, it needs the support, it needs the financial backing of, going to the community events and really supporting it however I can. And I just think it's so important. I'm someone who loves the library. I've been going to it since I was a little kid. It used to be our reward on Fridays. I remember my mom would take me and my siblings to the library after we had finished our chores. So the library was not only something I liked, but it was like a reward I would look forward to all week long. So I guess what I'm trying to do is encourage people to actually go and support your local library. If you're a reader and believe that your library is a worthwhile, important community center in your town, then you need to actually go and support them. And that means getting a library card, going in either in person or online, and checking out books on a regular basis. I work, as I mentioned, I'm on my current library board, and we look at those numbers and we want to see, are those numbers going up or are those numbers going down? And depending on those numbers, that can really influence how much the city will spend on your library center, and to the point whether or not your library will even stay open. Libraries are extremely expensive to fund, but they become worthwhile when you have a whole community sharing those books and actually taking them out, which makes it affordable because no one can buy that many books themselves, but as a community you can share that expense. But a good portion of adults already don't read, and so they don't necessarily see the value of libraries. So the problem is that if people like ourselves that are avid readers, if we're not supporting the library, no one else will. I just really feel so strongly that libraries are great resources. Even if you're able to afford books, someone else is not. And if we don't keep the library open, it's not going to be there for us, but it's also not going to be there for other people who really need the access to cheap, affordable books. So please let me know down below if you currently use your library, why or why not, and just let me know what you think about the whole topic. I definitely want to keep this judgment free. Even if you don't use your library, that's perfectly fine. These are just my personal feelings because I feel so strongly about libraries, but I really don't judge other people's reading habits by any means. Thanks so much for watching. Everyone have a good day and happy reading.